Peace. My name is G-Man of the Law, and my artist name is P Funk City G, and this is episode 10 of The Naked Truth. Alright, this week episode is titled "Who Feels It Knows It." That's a familiar saying in Jamaica. Who feels it knows it. And that's kind of self-explanatory. And throughout the episode, I'll be referring back to that. But the first topic I want to speak about this week is the finishing up with the gender roles and how important the gender roles are for a functioning society. So in America, there's a situation with the D.E.I. and diverse, equality, and inclusion. And so these are pretty much standards that were in place to supposedly guarantee equal opportunity for people, and in the workplace. And, going back to what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us was that we have to be self-sufficient. The whole thing is do for self. There's one thing that is clear about the Nation of Islam and the nation that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught was doing for self. So, we have to be clear and honest. There's an open enemy for black people in America, whether it's a Jamaican American, Jamaican black in America, Haitian black, through the Europeans' eyes, we're all the same, black, goes for Nigeria too, we're black, So the thing is that we are the key to our salvation. And, it goes through unity. We have to have unity. Unity is so important because if we have unity, we can turn things around overnight. We see how Ibrahim Traore turned things around in Burkina Faso. And Mali is saying they're going to be out of debt soon. It's just, a powerful movement going around with black people universally. And, the thing is, the key to our salvation is unity. We have to unify and work together. We must do that. And when we do that, D.E.I. and all of that's irrelevant, because that's one of the problems with the American school system, is that they're preparing the children to work. And we have to be able to create opportunities for ourselves and others. Even let's look at the NBA. I'm going to put the number of what the NBA produces in salary every year, and it's predominantly black people, but billions of dollars paid out by the NBA to black people. There's 450 NBA players or something like that, I've heard them say. So there's more than 400 millionaires. So with all of that black wealth, that's just from the NBA. That's not mentioning the entertainment industry. That's not mentioning, TV, movie, and film, the Oprahs, the Tyler Perrys. Black people generating trillions of dollars in wealth. And what do we do with it? We give it all away. We can wipe out homelessness in a night, in one night, if we just unite. We just unite. But, to me, it's as powerful as a sin to have, you know, black people flaunting wealth, living super duper lavish lives, and there's people who are struggling and picking through the garbage to eat today, last night, this morning, sleeping on hard concrete in the cold. It's a cold world out here, you know. And I would venture to say that America has more homeless people in the world than anywhere, you know, because everywhere else, you know, or most places, you know, it's like, you know, you can grow food. You can, like, how many people are growing food in America? Have gardens, farmland. And so we're making trillions of dollars, but we're paying it out. We're paying, Gucci's getting a lot of that money. Louis Vuitton is getting, Birkin bag. All of these Italian designers, we're giving our money and our power away. And, you know, it's one thing I always say to my team is, you know, a bird in the hand beats two in the bush. You know what I mean? So that's just, you know, liking it to what I'm saying as far as it's better to have $100 in the bank than $200 wait, you know, because you're gonna make next week when you get back to work. We have to save. We have to be smarter with money and think collectively. And at one point, we're gonna be forced to. We're gonna force to choose sides. You know what I mean? It's almost like Lot and his wife in Genesis when they, you know, Sodom and Gomorrah, the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. I know it's a metaphoric story, but there's truth in metaphors. So that's why we speak about it. But, you know, the, the Sodom and Gomorrah was a system that was going to be destroyed because of his debauchery, way of life, a lot that's going on in America, and it got destroyed. But what happened was, all Lot had to do was find one righteous person throughout the city, and the angel told Lot that find the righteous person. God said He won't destroy it. He couldn't find one righteous person, and in fact, when it was time and the destruction was going on, and he was fleeing, and it was time to get up out of there because it's about to go down, he going, he running, his kids is running, and his wife looked back. She was like, damn, do I want to go forward or do I want to go back here and pray to the false gods and idols that we worship here and hope that it gets better? And what happened is we had to go into a new world, a new system, a new way of things. It takes being brave, intelligent, strong-minded, with a strong will. Going back to the Kabbalah, the first thing is with the crown, which is pure will. Second is pure thought. And then the third is intellect. And that's how we have to move. And so, like I was saying about these young boys and all these people, and we want to, you know, look like we out there and all of that. You look foolish in the eyes of God, because there's no sense for someone from your neighborhood or from your town to be homeless, and you got 100,000 or 150,000 or $250,000 jewelry on around your neck. A few episodes back, I talked about addiction and things that I had to overcome to, to be who I am today. And so we have to go through hell to come out right. I've been through hell, you know, and I'm doing my best to, live right. But, I always say that it saved me because it showed me a different way of life. Like I fell off, you know what I'm saying? I fell off, you know what I mean? I just wanted to get high, sniff heroin, hit it nine, every night for 7 years. That's how I went to sleep, you know what I mean? Nah. And then I would wake up the next day, you know what I mean? Body don't feel right, my joints is aching, belly got the runs, cold sweats, and it's hot outside. It's like, oh my God, yo, what's going on? I got a cold. What's going on? Yo, nigga, you caught it chippy. Chippy? What's a chippy? Yo, you sniffing heroin, you using opioids basically 3 days in a row. You addicted. Your body has to have it. So now, I don't feel like going back to the block. I don't feel like doing no wholesale. You know what I mean? I don't care about nothing else but getting off of E. You know. But the one thing that it taught me was that I stopped wearing so much jewelry. You know what I mean? And it was like, didn't always have clean sneakers on, and wasn't always looking fly. Now it wasn't even important. You know what I mean? The most important thing was getting off of E. And I spent 7 years getting off of E. Meaning empty. The tank is empty. You know what I mean? Like you gotta get some heroin back in your system. So, you know what I mean? Just to feel normal. So, that's when I really I could move around without people looking. Before that, wherever I went, with the jewelry on, everybody was looking and all of that, and it was obvious who I was, what I was doing, and all of that, But when I started living foul, using heroin and all of that, I fell off. You know what I mean? My parents' appearance wasn't, like the same, but I was able to move, you know what I mean, without drawing no attention to myself, and it felt good. I had, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I had the latest, clothes, the jackets, all of that, but I wasn't, interested in. And I tell you what, really, when I stopped, really, before even with the heroin, when I stopped using wearing jewelry, because, what I'm saying, like I said, all of that is it's a statement of who a person is, and it's obvious. This guy's drug dealer or street guy, and all of that. So what happens is, we become judged. But one night, me and my lady at the time, we go over to Manhattan, and over 145th and Edgecombe, because we was, I was copying at 140 from Broadway. Go to 45th. I said, yo, I'm gonna start selling some guns. You know what I mean? I know, cause we got the, you chilling, females smoking. It's like, yo, I'm gonna give it some weight. You know what I mean? And, the female guy, I had something for them to smoke and all of that. And, man, listen, I went up there, had my beeper on. I ain't even had that much jewelry on, but when I went up to go get, upstairs on Edgecombe to get the material, because that was the most well-known spot in Manhattan that I know, that everybody know. You know what I mean? We go get some bud from Jamaican people. You know what I'm saying? And they be sitting on the street with big garbage bags of it. You know what I mean? But me and the lady, We was hanging out all night, so it was like, yo, let's go uptown. I want to grab something up, bring it back. And I come back, I go, go upstairs to get the thing, come back down, cat with the, what I'm saying, tray 8. Saw him in position, hit the wall, he tapped me down, taking the rings off, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? And I didn't like that at all. You know what I mean? So that's right there is like when I stopped, um, you know what I mean, like wearing jewelry. You know what I mean? Especially like thinking, like every day. Like, you know what I mean? Because like back then, like we wake up, like we go to sleep with it. If I took it off, you know what I mean? It's on the dresser, but I go wake up middle of the night, take a, urination. I'm put my rings on. And then I go, you know what I mean? Wash my hair, go back to bed, take them off. And, so we did everything without jewelry. The first generation cats. You know what I'm saying? Like this, I'm talking like they probably about 88. You know what I mean? 80s, 89, 8. But like, I mean, we've been hip hopping and playing for New Jersey for the longest. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I want to get back to the topic of the flossing. Like, we wearing all of this, the jewelry and stuff, and it's like, we living a high life, but there's somebody that's starving. You know what I mean? So for me to live at a high life, you know what I mean, somebody got to starve, and that's what's so unfair about the American system. You know what I mean? Like, if you know, it's like black people had started raising in class, like more, like the middle class of black, was included black people. So it wasn't a lot of people, been out of poverty for a while. You know what I mean? But maybe the 80s. You know what I mean? And so, you know, we had different opportunities. You know what I'm saying? We had different opportunities, but some of us chose the streets, some of us chose college, and then so now it's like going into the 90s, like 80s was street cats. You know what I mean? But by the 90s, we had college educated cats like my man White Killer Law. Like now, you know what I mean? He came from Plainfield. He graduated probably in like 90, 91, 92. You know what I'm saying? Like now you got black men on the scene who have college degrees. You know what I mean? And the Puffies. Puffy, right? Didn't he graduate in the 90s? You know what I'm saying? So you have black people that was in the game, like making decisions, looking for talent, opening their opportunities, and things of that nature, and legitimizing where our people were in the middle class now. His kids growing up in the middle class. You know what I mean? My generation of kids, my fellow, generation, doing better than their parents. A lot of them. So it was, it's less poverty. You know what I'm saying? So, but with that became a division. Because it's the thing that put us in place to move in the middle class, and now it's separating us where we want to be away from and not help out, and it's their fault that they're in their situation, and we have to go back and pull up and create jobs and opportunities, and not wait for the system to create laws and opportunity for us, because they have never created opportunities for us. Who benefited from D.E.I? It's the alphabet city, binary, can't tell what gender they are people. White women and white men. Black people, you had to see in the list that we like a seventh on the list of people that was helped by that. They have never helped us do anything. You know what I'm saying? So we have to help ourselves. The only way we're gonna help ourselves is by creating jobs and opportunities. It's all right to be independent. It's more peaceful. Because if somebody give you a job, they can take your job. Right? If you're a white person and you got know a white girl, young white girl, struggling, and you know a little black girl struggling, who you gonna get that job to? This white person, I couldn't expect you to get it to nobody else but the white girl. And if I'm a black owner and I see a black person struggling and white person struggling, I'm gonna help out the black person first. A lot of us don't not like that though. A lot of us not like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's what we have to do. We have to create opportunities. A bird in the hand beats two in the bush. And the thing is that we are actually making enough money, but we're spending as much as or more than what we're making, and then we're going into credit card debt and all of that. You know, and that's one thing I appreciate about living outside of America is that everything is back to like the basics. Like if somebody asks you, how you doing, they're gonna say, more life. You know what I'm saying? Or they just blessed to be alive today. You know, you know what I mean? So that's what is the most important thing is we got another day. Whether it's good or bad, we got it. You know what I'm saying? And we have to make the most out of it because there's nobody coming to that White House or a European system, and we can't be fighting to be like them. We gotta have our own thing, our own movement, ours. You know what I mean? Yeah. Unity is the key for our survival. And so that's why, I appreciate how music is moving now because it's going into an independent level. Like the independent artists are surviving right now, and I appreciate working with independent artists. As you know, I'm working with Damian Rich, producing his project. He's working with other producers and things, but me and him are a team as far as putting out music. And so like I wanted to speak on the artist producer relationship too because like producing an artist is like you have your business partners basically. You know what I'm saying? It's like your business partners. You're providing a service, they're providing a service, and together is creating something tangible. And so, it comes down to who gets what. Usually 50-50. I usually lose 50-50. If I'm a songwriter and you're the, lyric writer, if I'm the music writer and you're the lyric writer, 50-50. And then so the thing is that it's about, creating a business is about having a business partner and having goals and running a business administratively where we're both in position to what's the word, to meet our objectives, to meet our goals, to meet our deadlines. So that's what's crazy about the music game because it's like there's more than one way. Like Ross said, there's more than one way to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. There's more than one way to climb Mount Kilimanjaro, and that's the same thing with music or opening a restaurant, or any other thing. It's like there's more than one ways to skin a cat. There's more than one ways to do it, and so it all comes back to values and things of that nature. And with the independence, Um, we're able to, me personally, in my company, Funk the World, we're able to work with artists around the world, throughout the whole planet, and with a common goal of positive music. Christians would say praising God, and the Rasta say giving thanks, you know, but you know, like having a positive message, something that somebody could take away is gonna make their life better and stronger, and like you know, they're confident in being different, because the one that's gonna be different, is the black sheep that's gonna stand out in the field of white sheep, and we have to stand out. You know what I mean? So that we can see and identify and say, okay, yeah, I want to do business with this person, because that's what they're doing. Even with the laws, with the DEI laws, they're saying, yo, you can do business who you want to do business with. The government don't have nothing to do with that. You pick and choose who you want to get a job to. So we can't be mad at massa because they don't want to give us no more jobs. We got to create our own jobs. We have been self-sufficient, and they've destroyed every opportunity that we've had. So now we're in a position where we can create opportunities outside of the United States of America as black people. Because one thing that we have as an advantage is in business, because we know all of the masses' secrets. We raised their children. Their baby sucked black titty milk because the mama was too lazy and too vain to even coddle her children. We raised them. We know all of their secrets. We know all of the secrets. So you can't come in the last 50, 60 years and, look at, black American people like they lazy and this. We've been, like, our great grandmother's been there. You know what I mean? Struggling. Graduate, Social Security, played the system and everything. Struggle when they were old. You know what I'm saying? So we already know. We got generations and generations of dealing with them. You know? But the thing is that we know their secrets and how they do business. And that's what Elijah Muhammad taught us, to study how they do business. So we just want to do business like them. We don't want to be like them. We don't want to be vain. We don't want to be competitive. It's like Naeem Akbar said in the video in episode 9. We want to always have a spiritual component to what we're doing, a righteous component, something that's going to help our brother. And that's what's so important in this independent time. And getting back to Damian Richards, that's his song, Still a Wop. He's doing great. He's doing great on YouTube. He got about 10,000 views. I'm gonna put links in, and all of that, so you can click on it, check it out, and you know what I mean. But it's doing very well. I'm also released. I also released a project with Divine Element from Brooklyn, New York, some hip hop. And it's like I said, the type of music I deal with is positive. And he, Divine Element. This is his first official release, maybe in about 20 years. It's fire. It's just about a story about his brother, his older brother, Original O'Mel, who got caught up in the street, and how that loss affected him as a little brother. You know what I mean? Now, I've heard so many stories about him. He was respected, loved. And it's ill because his mom put his message on the video, on the YouTube video. Okay, we haven't officially released the record, but we put it out as a test just to see like YouTube is going to fit like technical things, back scene things. But so we haven't officially released it. So we just been sharing it with each other, and and it was like he got like 50 views, like a couple days. So last I looked, it was like 80, and we expect that record to do very well. I'll put a link in that too. The name of the song is "Live Like It's Your Last" by Divine Element, and his YouTube page is at Divine Element UBU, and Damiel Rich, his YouTube channel is at Damiel Rich Music. So yeah, check them brothers out. Because that's what it's all about, is being independent. Because when we're independent, we're in control of our story. It's like that's one thing I've been saying. Like in the last episode, I was talking about Dead Prez and how the system controlled their music and their output and their subject matters. And so what happens is, being independent, we control all of that. We still have to deal with guidelines within YouTube and the different platforms, but we want to send them all back to our website so that the people are dealing with us. And my website is pfunkscityg.com. Be sure to check it out. It's fun. You can hear some music, see some videos, but they're gonna be, Black Power, and something that inspire you, and like, it's on a street level. It's like like how Dead Prez say, revolutionary but gangster. You know what I mean? I think that's a great way to say it. You know what I mean? Kind of like Buju Banton reggae. You know what I mean? Peter Tosh reggae. You know what I mean? Like we transcending our genre. You know what I mean? Because of the message that we speaking, and it's a message of black strength. You know what I mean? Not no feminine Democrat man, toxic masculine, all that nonsense. No, we men. You know what I mean? Respect the, we treat men like men. You know what I mean? Women like women. Respect. So that's where we coming from with it. And so an example of the control is, I remember Big Noid. I was working with Big Noid in the Silver Room at Chung King. It was right outside the Gold Room. It was like I think, what's his name? Jonathan Lighty. Yeah, I think his name was Jonathan Light, Chris Lighty brother. But he was doing something executive. So anyway, he had a lot of time, in the studio. Like I said, loud artists worked a lot at Chung King. You know what I mean? And I was the main man with the hip hop. You know what I mean? So anyway, I worked with Mobb Deep and a lot of the artists. Big Noid is part of the Mobb Deep family. It was Mobb Deep, Infamous Mob, Big Noid, and then they might have had other other acts as well. But those are the three that I was familiar with, and that was the streets was familiar with. You know what I'm saying? And Big Noid, he you know what I mean? He that one. You know what I mean? He the raw cat, straight off the block. You know what I mean? Coming to the shows, coming to the studio, whatever. You know what I mean? He brought that energy, real dude. And I never forget, he was working on this project. He had his opportunity to make his first solo joint, his first solo album. Jonathan Lighty was producing it, executive producing it. And so we was, just chilling, waiting for something, maybe the music or something, but we were talking or whatever. And, so I think I might have been asking him about where he going with the album or whatever. And he was like, yo, he was frustrated because, he known for that raw street storytelling, but he had a daughter at this time. He was like, yo, the label want me to do that, that street shoot 'em up, bang bang kind of thing. You know what I mean? I got a daughter. You know what I mean? I want to make some music that my daughter could listen to and this and that. And And that was his crux. You know what I'm saying? Like the bank is telling him, you know what I mean, and his heart telling him to do something else. You know what I mean? And that's the issue that we have because like a lot of these rappers that we see, they would rather be doing something else. You know what I mean? Imagine what budget Sexy Red gonna have if she was, wanted to do something that was gonna you know, uh, improve the youth's mentality to uplift them. Would she even get a budget? Would she get the attention that she gets? You know, she might have more money though. Because dollar for dollar, you getting every dollar. You know what I'm saying? But when you're in the system, you're only getting like a good deal is like you get what they call points. But 4 points is 4%. You know what I mean? And that's 4% of whatever, not 4% of 100, is 4% of what the retail price is. So if the record is like 20, you sell $20, you're getting 4 cents on, what I mean, off of that $20. You know what I mean? And then they justify taking that money because you shot $1 million video. You got Hype Williams, and you know what I mean. This was the game in the '90s. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, so now it's like people realizing like you can record a hot video for like nothing. All you need is to have the edit, the software to edit it, and a lot of that is free. But they were taking $1 million, millions of dollars. Say if they do a record, you know what I mean? Because nine songs is officially a record, right? EP and no long play. An album. Yeah, 9 songs is an album. So now you do three. They want 3 singles, right? 3 to 4 singles, so they can run it for however long. Now 3 of them songs is they're gonna be on BET and all that. They were charging cast $1 million to shoot that video. You know what I mean? If you remember, like with Biggie, he was had helicopters. He was jet skiing, and they had storylines and mansions, and you know what I mean. Like before drones, they had like elevated views. You know what I mean? Like those $1 million videos. And so the game is like completely different now. You don't need all of that. You don't need all of that. You don't need none of that. You know what I mean? All you gotta do is just capture it and tell a story. And that's what we're doing, and it's working so far. And we thank everybody for all the support. Like I said, Damon Rich is gonna by the time this come out, he's gonna have over 10,000 views. 4 of them still a walk. So we appreciate all the love. I'm gonna close out with with the video.
You know what I
I
mean?
think
And
I
I'm
think
like,
it's used. Well, I get it. I get it. Understand it may be unfair. The woman has to come home from work and do other stuff. But if you're supposed to be a helpmeet and submissive, how could you kind of argue with that though?
what is that? What does one have to do with the other? If a man is claiming that we're 50-50, we need to be 50-50 all the way around.
So
That
you
means
mean
you need to be doing
50-50 head of the
50% of the
household too
washing,
and leader of the household?
50% low. That's how I feel. Like I
Oh,
don't
okay.
understand why
I thought
a
50-50
man
was just
want
the
a woman to
bills.
work. You want a woman to work, right? And wear the pants. You be like, oh, she wear the pants too. She, what I'm saying, she can have her way. But then you be like, there's no control of nothing else. That's why I said
Hold
50
on. So
50
you
ain't just
think because you pay half of the bills, you become 50% head of the household? I mean, a leader
why
and
wouldn't I?
man of the house too?
Why wouldn't I?
No, I
Everything
thought
is
I
50
thought
50.
50-50
We're
was
making
just the
all of
girl.
these decisions. We're making all of these decisions together, right? Everything is a joint
No,
decision. We're
I thought 50-50 was
collectively
just the
to
bills.
make
I think the
every
man still
decision
had the
that
overriding decision over the
no,
direction of the
that's not how
household.
it works. 50-50 is
Well,
literally
somebody explain to
50-50
me
on
what
Well,
50-50 means.
I don't think any woman
every
that
decision we make,
to kind
we
of
discussed it.
So the title is Why Black American Women Demand to Be Head of Household. Is 50-50 necessary for black people? And in America, in most homes, middle class, yeah, it's necessary. It's necessary. And it's one of the ways how um, the devil is able to rule the original man. You know, Black American history, you don't have to go back too far. Just look up the Tulsa, Oklahoma, what is it? Riots, Tulsa, Oklahoma, black people, uh, banks, Redwood, where they come destroy black people as soon as they start making progress, unifying and creating their own banks and things of that nature. So they have been, America has um, been under an unwritten war against black people to keep them down. Keep them, like I said, we know all of their dirty little secrets. We raise their babies. So we know everything about them. No, better than anybody else. And we've been on the dark side of their wrath. And we didn't have nowhere to go. Never forget when COVID hit, and it was like, people was like coming back to Jamaica because the COVID was crazy, and all of this and that, and the rioting, and it seemed like America was about to collapse. You know what I'm saying? It was like I told Damien Rich, we talked about it, I said, it's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? But where do black people go? You know what I'm saying? Where do black Americans go? Because Nigerians can always go back to Nigeria. Haitian can always go back to Haiti. Cuban can always go back to Cuba. Where do black Americans go? You know what I mean? And in many of the families' history, they were there before the Europeans. It's like, if that sounds far-fetched, that I ain't gonna go back into it because it's not worth arguing. But they have had warfare amongst black Americans since day one, since they had contact with us over in the Americas. They have destroyed our way of life, taken our names away from us. That's why my name is G-Man of Law. My government name is irrelevant because it's European. It's an English name. The English name is insufficient to describe who I am. And there's no other name greater for me than G-Man of Law. G-Man of Law means God plus man equals a law. So, we the original people of the planet Earth. So we know that now. We realize that now. Black people all over the world. The Ras, same in Jamaica with the Ras. Ras know that. Ras know that. People all over the world. Puff knew that. Puff knew that. I remember one time we was watching the Olympics was on. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas running, and you know what I mean? And it was like, it was black people like when I was watching the Olympics in from the American point of view, I was still going for Jamaica though. Saddam Hussein, because not Saddam Hussein. Usain Bolt, by himself. But I love Saddam Hussein. And I think he did great things for his people. So you know what I mean. But it's not a bad mistake. But Usain Bolt, you know what I mean. And they showed him in his hometown, won't form because he a black man. You know what I mean. And that's what I would encourage people to do. You know what I mean. Like yo, it's not like a black Jamaican and black Jamaican, Haitian, Dominican, Colombian. We all the same. We are the same people. We all are original people. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I was gonna say we could be chased ourselves. Our bloodline could be chased before Africa, right? Before we were Africa, because the Earth looked completely different 150,000 years ago, a million years ago, 100 million years ago. And we know that the Earth is older than 5,000 years. But I'm getting back to the warfare. And the warfare is that they want to destroy our nucleus. Because a strong black family is the opposite of what Massa wants. Right? Because a strong black family is in opposition to who they are pushing upon us. Right? The Democrats is pushing a whole bunch of, weirdness, masculine women and feminine men, basically, and oppressed white women who have black women convinced that they're oppressed. So they're all fighting against your masculinity, black strength, black families, and all of that. And it's not to say that the Republicans is any better, because they're fighting for white power, less government. So the thing is that, whatever happens, do you think that you pulling a lever in a computerized machine is going to actually affect what they have in mind and plan for us? So we have to plan for ourselves. We got to teach our babies to plan, and teach them how to teach their babies to plan. Because we keep on starting over and over and over. And that's why the black woman in America have to pay 50-50 in a relationship to have a quality way of life in America right now. To have an iPhone, be able to get your hair done, your nails done, your toes done, the bleaching, the booty, and the man to put on the Gucci and the tight, sexy pants. You know what I'm saying? And the foreign car, and the glasses. You know what I mean? The shades, the rim, $500 sneakers. You know what I mean? Like, it costs to be the boss. And we not saving up no money. We all in debt, and it look great. But we walking around with empty souls, empty lives. By nature, the black woman is supposed to be taken care of and protected. You're supposed to be able to take care of all of her needs. And then once you can take care of all of her needs, financially, emotionally, physically, then by nature you can take on another household. But they have manipulated our nature into convincing us that it's one man for one woman. And we know that that's mathematically impossible, because there's more men than women. More women than men. Worldwide, it's just a part of nature. There's more women than men. Right? You got one, then you got two. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the one is solid by itself. right? But then the two is one and one. So the one is supposed to provide for the two. And then once you can provide for the two, then you can take a third. But anyway, I don't want to, because I'm going to lose cash with that. But that's just mathematics. But I was just going to say that to tie in that they have been dealing with our nature. Our nature is to have a black man to have multiple women if he can take care of multiple houses. But here, through the teachings of religion and the way the religions are set up, is that one woman, and it has to be that one woman, and all of this and that. So what they're doing is they take us out of our nature, and then men start lying, cheating, stealing, and then the women start lying, cheating, and stealing. So whatever the man do, the women gonna do. And now we're all out of alignment. Now the woman thinks she's a man, and the man thinks he's a woman, because they've been manipulating our nature and taking our nature outside of itself. And at the end of the day, we need each other. In the nation of gods on earth, the 5% nation, we have the supreme mathematics, and the knowledge is the one, and the wisdom is number two. The wisdom is the woman. The man is number one, like the sun, huge, center of the universe. The earth is the wisdom, is the woman, and the woman evolves around the sun, right? So what happens is, it's hard for that to happen when it takes the man and the woman to act the same, which is to go outside and make money and then come back in, and there's no boss. There's no, let me take the boss out, because that's it's not even about being bossy. That boss has no place in the home. It's leadership. It's the head, the one who's going to take responsibility for the. And the only way that's going to happen is if the head is taking care of the home. But if we're 50-50 partners, there's no head. It might be in the man's head, but it's not in the woman's head, even if she's not even verbalizing, because her nature is to be taken care of. And that's why the relationships in America are horrible. Most of them. Now, I'm not going to say most of them. A lot of them. And the things that I was dealing with. You know what I mean? Like I said, I got family, friends, and married decades. You know what I'm saying? But I know a lot of brothers out there like me. I didn't have my first son until I was 41, 42, something like that. And it's like I got a lot of brothers who like me, like they will make great dads. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's like we've been sold a bag of lies. You know what I mean? That, you know, work hard and play later. You know what I'm saying? So we, been conditioned to I was 39 before I left the States. And I worked every day. If I from 12 years old, I started working until about 17. So by that time, I was like, okay. I started getting that street money. You know what I mean? Which led to drug addiction and prison terms, county bids, homies dying, and rough life, street life. You know what I mean? But I've always been a musician, so like I said, in the previous episode, by the time I was probably about 23, I forget how old it was, but 93, so I might have been 24, something like that. I went to school for music because I've been a musician all my life. So that's from 24 down now to 39. I worked, like night and day, music, trying to get a dollar, working to get a dollar. And sweating to get $1, you know, and it was all my life, and it's, my generation. Work, it's like, yo, it's cats that, was having babies, obviously, in the teenagers and all that, but it's not the majority. You know what I mean? Like a lot of cats, like, their moms and father wouldn't let them, take responsibility and all of that. You know what I mean? So, my whole pattern was to work hard. You know what I mean? And that's what I did. But if I was to do it over again, I would have settled down and slowed down around when I was about 25. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Got a nice young woman, probably about 19 or so. Cause, the male has to, should be older, because women, they mature faster than men. You know what I'm saying? So, wise men say, you half your age plus 7. You know what I'm saying? Do half your age plus 7. And that's the maturity level, because women mature faster. So if she's like the same age, she's, you know what I mean? She more mature. She more mature. You know what I'm saying? More mature. That she get impatient, and you know what I mean? It's like, the way things are, the way, the proper way of in our nature. You know what I mean? It's like a bee. You know what I mean? A bee is gonna fly. You know what I mean? And do its nature and come back and do the process. But what happened is the colonizers have took the wings off of us and have us living. Now the bee has no wings to fly, and he has to walk around now. You know what I mean? Now he can only walk in this area, and his whole way of life is different. His whole nature is different. And that's how we are as human beings, living in this colonial system, and living outside of our nature. And outside of America, there's people that's living closer to their nature. Yo, thank you for watching. Comment, subscribe. Appreciate you. Love, peace, and happiness.
To bring the good times in the bad, you gotta live like it's your last. Now every day, it will be, and every day I feel your energy. To bring the good times in the bad, you gotta live like it's your last. You gotta live like it's your last, and every day I feel your energy. In time, I climb to the top and take mine. Separate the good and push the bad times behind. I see my kind, struggling, bugging, family hugging. Didn't know he would go out with a slug in him. I'm not the type to cause fights and rob at night. I rip mics, I party to the broad daylight. At times I might be the one to force that whole ounce, of course, so you know why. To take my peoples for a ride, tell me why. You hear that same old song, the only time we get along when there's a funeral going on. Saw the happiness when the baby was born. 20 years later, shot down, now he's gone. The old earth, she felt the more inside. The sad vibes watered down as the world started to cry. Recognize the truth from my third eye, and recognize in his view that if you live it, death becomes you. This is for the one who played the game, but he fumbled. The man, he got shot in the back, shaking, stumbled to the ground. He felt the force of the 4 pound. Nobody sees shit, nobody heard his sound. Oh, now I get this phone call from a chick from Baltimore who said that she witnessed the murder from the beginning till he hit the floor. Tears running down my brother's eyes, she saw a real man cry. Oh, as he's closing his eyes, he said it's time to take a ride on a journey to the dark side. Recognize the truth because the truth you can't hide. See, I've done so many things, but I hope I can slide through the path of righteousness to see the light of the Most High. It's no surprise that the wise only rise with experience. He will live on as he imprint my thoughts. I'm live in the streets of New York, where everything is everything, and sucker niggas stay lost. In time, it's gonna be, and every day I feel your energy. To bring the good times and the bad, You gotta live like it's your last. Yo, every day, the way it's gonna be. And every day, I feel your energy to bring the good times and the bad. You gotta live like it's your last. You gotta live like it's your last. You gotta live like it's your last. One day it's the good times and the bad. One day you gotta live like it's your last. You gotta live like it's your last. You gotta live times to bring the good times.
Bring the good times. The good times.
P Funk City G.